Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Elial in this incarnation. I am here today to live my daily reflection. I wanted you to remind you that today was perfected the opposition between Venus in Leo and Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. And we are approaching, the mathematical degrees are going to be perfected on July 15th, the conjunction of Mars and Uranus in Taurus, which I talked a lot about that. But I wanted to remind you that it is important to be in contact, to listen to the physical body, maybe paying attention to how many times we are expending on screens, because Uranus has this disposition to overstimulate the nervous system, so we could have difficulties to sleep. And listening to the body, because many manifestations could happen through the body in terms of what we need to manage, linked with our emotions or with decisions that we need to take. And then I wanted to comment that the energy of Pluto, the other day I was commenting how this planet is associated to transformation, to what we need to detach in order to transform ourselves. It is an integration and an identification also of patterns. But this is an energy that is going to be present the whole week, and not only this one, the other one too, because Pluto is going to participate of the next full moon in Capricorn, which is on July 21st. I'm going to talk about that in short. So intensity is a characteristic of this planet. We are going to experiment days that are very intense, days of transformation. But Pluto, it is not only the transpersonal planet that is going to be active, because the conjunction of Mars and Uranus is going to be still in effect the next week, and we will have activations of Neptune. So all the transpersonals are going to be very active through personal planets or luminaries. And I told you that when that happens is when we feel it the most. Because that is pushing collective changes through the individuals. So, we are going to experiment intense days, and today we are feeling that energy too. Back to the opposition with Venus in Leo and Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. I talked about this yesterday, but the energy of Leo is very associated to the inner child. The energy of playing, the energy of connecting with what really make us feel joy, with the things that are making us feeling creative. It is that energy. And I was thinking how children, when we look at a child, or when we were children, we had this, this purity. The children have this purity to connect with what they like. It is like they like to draw, they like to dance, it is very easy for them to connect with that. And what happens for many of us, it is that through the process of growing up, we start to adapt to what a society tells us, to what happens in our environment, to our family, etc. So depending on the way we grew up, it is about creating these barriers or certain programmings that are preventing us from connecting to what is really making shine our light. Because, for example, because the energy of Leo is very associated to creativity, arts, these kind of things, I heard many times people saying that you cannot generate resources through arts. And if someone tells that thing to a child whose soul came here with the purpose of being an artist, then we are like cutting off or hindering the purpose of that person. That is part of the process too, but it is important to take this in account, because right now we have this opportunity to connect with the inner child and what with really make us feel this joy, this energy, this passion. The vital force, passion, is an energy both of Leo and Pluto. Pluto is this intensity, and we could put intensity in things that are really collaborating with us, in things that are really making us feel this passion, this inspiration. Or we could put it with intensity, we could stay with intensity in patterns or in things that are not really collaborating. In fact, all the energy that we are not using in the purpose of the soul, that energy is going to go somewhere. And many of the people that are very conflictive, or they are spending time doing that, it is because they didn't find something to do, their purpose. This is vital. So, well, it is important to connect with that, and to understand that with this opposition between Venus in Leo, and Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, this is a moment to reconnect with our power. And many times, the talents and the creativity that we have to show, maybe it is not something totally accepted by society. And this is also part of the configuration of Mars and Uranus in Taurus, because well, when we talk about Mars and Uranus, we are talking about technologies and things that are awakening in our physical body too. We could talk about ideas that are good for the future. The energy of Uranus and Aquarius, it is about descending what is needed today in order to co-create that future. And something that I talked in other videos is for example, the light language, which is something that I channel personally, that can be channeled through codes, can be transmitted through the hands, can be sung, sorry, can be, it is a language itself that can sound strange. So many of these things are being activated for many people, and that many times could cause resistances, because there are people on the outside that are not understanding that, because that goes beyond what the concepts or the limitations of their rational mind. And transpersonal planets usually go outside, is intuitive knowledge that transcends what the rational mind conceives. And so it is very important to take this in account, because we are going to experiment this the whole week, also the next week, as I said. And well, I think this opposition, it is an opportunity to reconnect with what is really making us shine, in a symbolic way, to connect with our light and to express ourselves from that space. No matter what is happening on the outside, gaining back our power. This is the purpose, the invitation of Pluto too. And the way we are reconnecting with our power is by choosing how we want to manage our thoughts, how we are managing our emotions, and also our actions. So, well, family, I wanted to leave this message today. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.